What's your favorite scary movie?
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture at Pat. So I am so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today we are talking all things Never Let Go with Nolan himself, Percy Daggs the Fourth. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Percy.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So wanted to ask you where your love from movies and just where your love from acting kind of came from in the first place, and do you have any favorite movies or anything like that?
My love for acting started with my dad. I've actually been in this business for a little while now. I started when I was 3 years old. I turned 13 this year. And my dad, he had an audition for one of Halle's shows, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that. And so I took his script and I learned all of his actions and everything, and I performed it for him, and they were like, this might be something that this kid really wants to do. So from there on, we did short films and print jobs, and now 10 years later, we're doing movies with Halle Berry and TV shows with Sterling K. Brown. So it's been a blessing.
Yeah, I'll say pretty insane to say the least. And do you what are some of your favorite just like movies or even like TV shows that you like to watch?
My favorite TV shows, I gotta say, one of my favorite TV shows is Bunked. I
Yep.
love Bunked. I've watched that. I've watched all the seasons like 4 or 5 times already with my sister. I love Bunked. I love the new movie Piece by Piece.
Yep.
It was really, really cool. Because I'm a big Lego mechanic myself, so
There you
Piece by
go.
Piece is really awesome. And then another movie that I can say I really, really like is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and the Across the Spider-Verse. Those were two amazing movies. So those are probably my top few TV shows and movies.
Some of your favorites. Yeah, I mean those are some great choices. My brother, he's really big into Legos too, so that's really cool to hear. And before we get into questions about, the film specifically, guys, I just want to let you know that there might be spoilers in the interview, so I just want to give you a heads up. That way, in case you haven't seen the film, make sure you watch it before you watch the rest of the interview. But I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it already. So without further ado, you play Nolan and Never Let Go. What was your audition like for the movie, and what had you most excited to join the film and then play this character in general?
The thing that had me most excited to join this film was one, working with Miss Halle Berry. You can't pass up that opportunity. That was really exciting. And then another thing was the story. The story it has a very compelling story. There's a lot of detailed things in this movie regarding family, love, trauma, evil and good, spirituality. There's a lot of different aspects in this movie, and that's also really cool. Got to tell an amazing story in this wonderfully created movie. And yeah, just working with everybody was awesome.
And what was like your audition process like for the film? Was there any specific scene that they had you do to audition for the film?
Yes, I had two audition scenes. And one of the audition scenes was I had three during the callback process. One of them was an improv scene that later got added into the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
But one of them was my big fight with Anthony V. Jenkins, and where we were talking about food and how he was starving. That was one of my audition scenes. And then another audition scene that I had was the fight scene with Halle. That scene was mostly improv that time, but the first few were created through that audition scene that I had did. So those were I can't think of the third one right now,
No,
but
that's fine.
those are my two most memorable audition scenes that got me into this project.
And that's pretty cool that you got to do some like improv for like one of the audition scenes. Like, I don't know if that's something I feel like I haven't heard that happen like too often. It's like usually you get, some kind of script or sides and you do the audition from there. So to be able to kind of improv and you said it got added into the film, that's really cool. And so coming into this movie, Percy, were you a horror fan at all, or is this kind of a new genre for you? And what are some of your favorite elements of getting to work in a horror movie?
I'm not the biggest horror fan typically, but this is like a thriller, psychological horror. So I really enjoyed that. I love how it kind of tampers with your brain and it depends on what you think. And it's kind of like you get to decide how you want the story to be perceived, which is really, really cool. And my favorite aspects of horror is the bone chilling things like that. The gore isn't typically my thing, but I do love, again, how this tampers with your mind and how you got to kind of decide and you got to be careful and cautious. Like it's really, really cool to me.
Yeah, say I love that it leaves a lot of up to interpretation for the audience. That's really cool. Growing up as a kid, I used to love reading Goosebumps, and one of my favorite things was they had the books where it's like you choose kind of your own story, like the own ending. And so, like to a degree, I feel like it's kind of something
Yeah.
like that. Maybe a little bit scarier than Goosebumps, but along like the same lines. And when you first got the script, you're reading through everything. What scene or what scenes, if there's like multiple, were you most excited to film? And I'm sure like overall you're excited to do the whole movie. What were there any that kind of like stood out for you?
Definitely the fight scene with Halle and the fight scene with AJ where we're throwing some big punches. That was cool. We got to do all the choreography for that. And then the scene that's in the trailer where I'm getting dragged by the rope was really cool to do. I got to do that by myself. That was awesome. I was really excited to do those. And then again, overall, just being in the woods in Vancouver, Canada, just shooting was was super awesome. I'm not a nature boy, so being out there was definitely getting me out of my comfort zone, which was really important to me. And then I also had some other things going on here. So going out there, kind of clearing my mind and getting to do it was really a blessing. Getting away from all the other things. So it was really it was a very important thing to me, and I'm very happy.
And so you're someone that sounds like you like to, whenever you're able to, it sounds like you like to do a lot of like your own stunts when you can.
Yes, yes, my own stunts. Funny story. I hate pads. Pads are so annoying to me. I don't like how they feel, but I did have to wear pads and I did end up being really safe on set. But I did get to do all most of my own stunts and I did have amazing stunt doubles who did some of it for me. But yeah, whenever I get the opportunity, I always want to do my own stunts for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of fun, but yeah, it's obviously always important to, stay safe on the set. So it's like, even though you hate him, it's like, yeah, you gotta be safe first. Yeah, Anthony B. Jenkins, he plays your brother in the film. Can you just talk about meeting him and kind of forming that relationship and that chemistry that you guys have in this movie?
Yeah. Meeting Anthony, I got booked first. So I was kind of also a part of the casting process of deciding who was going to be my brother.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I came to the screening and AJ was there and there was another kid. And AJ and I just kind of immediately clicked. We were kind of already bonding. We were playing games together. We liked all the same stuff. It was really cool. We kind of built that brotherly bond really quick. And then we got to be in the woods for 3 months together. So that also built that bond that you see in the movie. Yeah, we feel like brothers now. He lives in a whole nother state, but we do always try to connect whenever possible. We do have a time difference, but that doesn't stop us from spending as much time as possible. So, yeah.
I love that. I mean, and hopefully maybe you guys will get to work on another project in the future. It's always cool when you develop those, relationships and friendships on set. And it's like, yeah, if you're on a set, like especially out in the woods or something with someone for 3 months, it's like, hopefully you guys end up becoming friends by the end of that, where you get to spend, so much time together. And it sounds like that was the case. And we've kind of already mentioned a little bit that, got to work with Halle Berry, an icon in this movie. What was it like getting to meet with her, work with her on the film? And is there anything that you learned from getting to work with her on this movie as well?
Yeah, working with Miss Halle is so magnificent. She's one of the greatest actresses of all time and one of the nicest people I've ever met. She was like a second mom to me. We immediately clicked. She was so kind. She gave me like a full-on box of freshly baked cookies the day
Oh,
I
that's
got to Vancouver, Canada, which were so delicious. And like she was so kind, always there for me. Again, horror was not my normal genre, so doing this was kind of a first for me. And she was always there to protect me. She was walking me through it. She was making sure that I didn't see too many things that would scare me or AJ. She was like that for both of us, not even just me. She was there for everybody, which is so awesome. Sometimes some actors, actresses aren't as open to others. because they're on a higher level than most of us just starting out getting our big breaks. And but she was so open to us when she didn't have to, and I'm very thankful for that. And just I learned so many things from her. Always to stay focused. She gave me a binder as a wrap gift. Always staying focused, always staying organized, knowing what work you have to do. Something I learned from her, and yeah, she's so wonderful.
That's some great advice. And I'm sure too, just I mean, getting to be witness like her acting, firsthand, just getting that firsthand experience with her, I'm sure probably helped you a lot and will help you, going forward in your career as well.
Yeah, definitely learned a lot of things from just watching.
Yeah, so these sets they were amazing. I mean, being out in the woods, you had the house that was really creepy. Can you talk about just like filming in both of those areas? And were there ever any moments that you actually got creeped out while being on, either of those sets? I imagine probably the woods could be scary.
Yes, plenty of times, especially when we're deep into a scene. Being in the house is just kind of eerie because it has that feel. As a lot of us kids say, it has that aura, and you can kind of feel it. But yeah, the woods was very creepy. We weren't on a soundstage. They were like maybe 5% of the time we were on a soundstage, but most of the time we were in the woods out there for real. Had real bears, real bugs out there. AJ was always chasing me with a frog or something. But yeah, we were always out there, always in the woods, always in the grass. It was really cool. But yeah, definitely got creeped out a lot. All of us did. And but yeah, it really kept us in that feel.
Yeah, it definitely immerses you guys, being in those real settings. I think that helps a lot getting to, I mean, when sound stages are needed, they can be great, but it's like if you can actually be in an environment that just helps you guys, I think, so much be immersed. And yeah, I'm sure there was probably some creepy sounds and stuff out in the woods and thing that you probably heard out there. And so, I mean, maybe didn't take quite as much acting to be as scared in certain scenes because just where you're out there, but I'm sure obviously you guys were, safe too. And just to wrap things up, is there anything else that you'd like to say about, Never Let Go? And where can fans just stay up to date with you, moving forward with your career?
Um, I really hope you guys go watch Never Let Go again. It's such an amazing movie. And it's something that you need to watch multiple times before you really get it. And I kind of just say don't go to YouTube unless you're going to pop culture with Pat to find out all of the stories. But yeah, just go find it, figure it out for yourself. And then if you want to stay up to date with me, I'm doing Paradise City with Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden, and that'll be out on Hulu somewhere in 2025. And yeah, just enjoy. I'm writing some of my own stuff, so hopefully I
Oh,
can
that's
get
exciting.
that stuff out of there. And yeah, just keep
And
keep on the lookout.
And do you, Percy, do you have like social media as well? You have like an Instagram or stuff that people can give you a follow at?
Yes, I'm at that kid Percy on Instagram, and I don't know if I have a Facebook or a TikTok, but that is the only one that I do know.
Hey, perfect. I'll make sure to link that down below in the description so that way people can give you a follow. Percy, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was wonderful getting to meet with you, chat to you, just get to know you a little bit more and talk about the film Never Let Go. And yeah, guys, make sure you guys check it out in theaters. You don't want to miss this one. Thank you so much for your time today, Percy.
Thank you, Mr. Pat.